Hello, John.
No bother.
And today we're going to talk about the bottle recycle scheme. So 21 million bottles have been recycled so far. Just 2,300 reverse vending machines have been installed around the country. In St. Patrick's weekend alone, we saw 2.2 million drink containers collected. There are similar schemes like this all over Europe. So what do you think of this idea?
Well, wasn't there a group, was it called Choice or something, that were agitating for this, an environmental group? I think Choice or something, because there was a previous one sent about it, and I think that was what they called themselves. And because these machines, from the look of it, must have cost a few quid, and I think they have something about some kind of fine if something is not done. But to me, it's another layer of cost on products in the business of this environmental stuff. And I noticed on Supervalue, I saw two of them in the shop. I was there this afternoon in Virginia, and I see the word something about climate, and so it's all to do with the climate. Now, heretofore, those items were put into bottle banks, as far as I know, just ordinary bottle banks. But why they decided to go the road that they did and increased charges in these places, and now people are going about and bringing stuff to these places and getting some kind of a refund in cash or a credit note or whatever it is. But to me, it's all extra because suppose you're coming a few miles from wherever it is to a supermarket. Um, so you're going to have to, when you go back, and you're going to have a bag full of these bottles or whatever they are. To me, it's another layer of cost, courtesy of the green agenda. And I see, as I say, the word about climate. I mean, kind of, to tell you the truth, I'm more or less sick of such kind of. I regard it as conology. I don't see any benefit to it. These machines must have cost a queer few quid, looking at the sizes of them and what they're supposed to be doing. So I presume they have the stuff that goes into them has to be collected by somebody. So there's nothing but cost going on. So I don't see what good it is. Can you enlighten me in case that I'm perhaps behind the times?
Okay, so the thing is, I used them for the first time this evening. I had quite two boxes of bottles to recycle. I was collecting them. Okay, um, I I personally think it could be done better. I felt like a right idiot walking into Lidl with two boxes of empties, and then I retrieved my receipt and I was able to buy my shopping. You see, but the thing about it is, I think it's an old childhood idea, an idea from your childhood and from my childhood, where and I think what they've done is they've taken a childhood idea and they've turned that into a commercial enterprise. To make a couple of million quid. And I think that what they should have done was there should have been more involvement. Here was a great opportunity to involve children. And I would like to see children more involved in this scheme because it was always tradition that children would collect cans and bottles and they'd get pocket money out of it, to go to the pictures or whatever,
Well, you used to bring them to a place that reimbursed you, and then they would have been commercial enterprise of some sort, and they would be able to put them into crates and things like that. There was none of this business of machines like what I saw, the two of them there today, and I just said to myself, they didn't come cheap, and it must have been taking a while to connect them up here, there, and yonder. Now, I don't see, to tell you the God's truth, what pathology it is. That's what I regard it as an inconvenience, and an expensive inconvenience, because first of all, the machines, as I say, must have cost a fair few quid. They must have to be emptied, and some vehicle has to come and take them somewhere. So there's a whole heap of things going on, and for what? Where was these bottles going before? Were they going into recycling places? which was none of this business of cost attached to it, and yapping about environments or the environment.
Yeah,
I
so
don't know about the environment as a child that doesn't know its name nearly. A codology to my way of thinking and a inconvenience. Thanks be to God, whatever I buy, it doesn't seem to require me to be bringing bottles to the lake at that place because I wouldn't be bothered.
yeah, I
I
was
put them into
talking.
the recycling business, and I don't think I hope I don't buy it. And there's the bottled water. Is the bottled water affected by it?
Yeah, so basically any small bottle, like the 2 liter bottles don't go into the machine, obviously, but anything that's small, the size of a can of Coke or thereabout, fits into it, or a
No, you know the
liter
bottled
bottle.
water that you get. You know the bottled water that you get in super value, or you get 8 or 10 for very little.
Hmm.
I presume there's no that they're not recycled. They're not going up in price so that you have to bring them to these machines, are they?
Oh, they are. By some of them by 15 cents, some of them by 25 cents per bottle. So if you buy a 6 pack bottle, there could be six
No,
15s.
no, they're not 6 pack. These are bottled waters. The super value. They were usually pretty good value as far as I can see. The last time I bought them, which is probably about a year ago, I don't drink that much water, but handy sometimes if I'm going to be staying somewhere and I might dine on the way, perhaps a hamburger and medium fries, and then I have my own water. Because you buy water there, you're 2 or 3 years or whatever it is that they can stand charge you. So I have my own water
Okay, so
because I don't drink water that much. I have I have the facilities at home vis-a-vis water, so I don't need to be buying water. But if I'm going somewhere the way I might be, and then you don't have water in the hotels, you fill the kettle all right if they have that kind of thing. You fill the kettle with their water, so it's boiled. And so if there's anything that's not right, it's dealt with. But in the ordinary course of events, you can't drink their water ordinary.
okay,
You
can
can
I just ask? Can I just
yeah.
ask you, do you buy a 6 pack of water in the shop?
No.
Okay, what do you buy in the shop?
Well, the silver value, the last time I bought water is a good while ago before all this our cardiology came in, and the price was quite reasonable. There was about a dozen bottles in it. Ordinary little plastic bottles.
Okay, so you're being charged 15 cents for each bottle on top of the price of, so it's 15 cents for each bottle in that packet of 12 is added on to your bottles. So you need to be bringing those bottles back to the
But as
recycling.
I say, it's a long time ago before this idiotic scheme came in. I wouldn't be bothered. I'll bottle my own water. I do. I have facilities for that. I won't. I won't be buying it.
You,
I
John
won't be
Malone,
affected because
is clearly saying no to this scheme. He's going to bottle his own water. He has his own little bottle plant there. That's end of story. No messing with John Malone.
well, correct, and I think it's another layer of codology inflicted on people. And you mentioned Europe. Well, if they're gone down that road, to me the lights are out up here. They don't know what they're at, and this crazy old EU, which I think is going to fail in due course, if they're responsible for all this codology, and then this crowd called Choice or whatever they call themselves agitated for this. And I don't know how anybody didn't sort of send them to some place to be rehabilitated for whatever anxiety, neurosis they were suffering from.
The only
Because
neurosis they're suffering from, John Malone, it's called commercialism.
well, if that's the case, prices have gone up and you have to pump bags of bottles to these machines. And these machines could be full of bottles. And so you might have to go to another machine, probably somewhere else, put your bottles in, providing that it's not over if the business of millions of bottles went into these machines, I mean, did they get full up, and then who removes the bottles?
Oh, like I mean, the
I
thing
mean,
about
squash the bottles up.
yeah, they absolutely. I mean, the technology behind it is very, very good. You put your bottle in, there's a barcode reader. It scans the barcode to see if it's one of the bottles that it accepts. Then it's sucked in very quickly, and then it's squashed up. All happens very quickly. I was really surprised actually how efficient it is. Okay, but as I say, I think it's something that they should have involved children with and somehow to show children the
Maybe 10
importance.
years ago, you brought them to the retailer, and they had their crates, and they were able to sort of then get recompense themselves from their suppliers. It was a very simple scheme. It was nothing to do with the climate and any of this old cod.
Hmm.
I noticed on, as I say, on the these two big machines, the business about climate. I just thought, what's that got to do with climate? What's all this got to do with climate? Did you ever hear the link of it? I
Yeah, you
mean,
see,
bottles.
I
Yeah, what?
suppose what you could argue about the scheme, John, is now that you're mentioning about bottles and stuff, is that like it doesn't cater for other items. Like it doesn't cater for bottles. It doesn't cater for Tetra Pak, which is Tetra Pak packages. It only caters really for small bottles. Sorry, for small plastic containers and small aluminium cans, really. So it's not a full service. It's not a great service. It's not complete, and it doesn't include the community. When I say complete the community, what I mean is it doesn't involve children in the old-fashioned way that it did in the past.
Yeah, well, you see, this is the trouble. And in the past, there was none of this yap about climate. If it was raining, you got drowned if you didn't have a raincoat on you. And when I was doing what I was doing, collecting insurance on a weekly, well, every other day in Bray years ago, it seemed to be raining every Friday when it was a busy day. I'd have me raincoat and the rain trousers and all the rest of it, and I'd be like a drowned rat with the water flowing off me, and the money, the silver that I get, it'd be wet. And when I'd meet my friend, we'd have a toasted sandwich and a pot of tea and a little pack of six biscuits, yellow pack, but not the yellow package you get in grocery shops one time. So we'd sit there and throw you out for about 2 hours. And I'd have the money, and the lad it'd give you pound notes or whatever it is for it. But the business of the rain drowned it. And so here we are now, and so you could be drowned at bringing back these bottles to try and get a refund. And I mean, if you had a few boxes, you have to bring them in one at a time, don't you? You can't bring in all the boxes at the one time. So you're backwards and forwards, bringing in your boxes with the bottles. Thanks for the God, the Tetra Paks is not involved, so I can see yours truly. What about the plastic milk bottles?
No,
Are they involved?
no, no.
No, but that's good. Because sometimes I'd get the Tetra Pak of a liter, because the 2 liters, unless I have visitors or something, I'm not using it as much. So I'm going with the liter, and I buy 4 liter bottles, or for whatever they call them, Tetra Paks. And so they're not involved, thanks be to God, because that's about the only thing that I buy, and that's not involved. It's only some other old codology that they're taking. Well, I don't buy that kind of thing, thanks be to God. And if I'm buying a bottle of wine, I don't need any bottles of wine. I have enough to do me for the rest of my life, nearly, because I don't drink that much unless there's visitors and might have a glass of wine. But otherwise, no. So I have nothing. I'm buying nothing that means that I have to go to one of these machines, because I wouldn't do it. I
Mm.
wouldn't buy the stuff in the fit that I'd have to be paying more and then humping the stuff. to these machines
Very good.
about the climate, because that's what's on it, the climate, and the climate look after itself. It was raining there today, and I was caught out in it as well because I was doing a bit of shopping. Did I have my coat on? I didn't, me hat. When I came home, I had to come in and put on a kind of a raincoat and a cap to keep my head from getting drowned because it was spilling. And puddles of water, you could have a swim in some of them.
Very good. So there we go. That's the recycling of the bottles. Some good and bad points there. So we'll move on to our next video.
I don't see any good points about it at all. I think it's another imposition by the green agenda. That's all they seem to do, and they're yapping about the climate. They know as much about the climate as the man in the moon.
Thank you very much, Sean.
Or something like that. Thank you very much. Bye now.